Chinese market time. Your girl is sick, that's the voice, but I do have a hospital video coming up for you very soon. So, like you haven't seen me like this before. Yep, I'm back in the hospital. I got really dizzy earlier while I was at Walmart. Didn't feel good. The ambulance brought me to the hospital, and here I am yet again. I don't know, my heart rate was high. It wasn't that super high like before, but blood pressure was high, and here I am. Not like I want to be here, but... And for some reason, I'm on the first floor instead of many floors up like I usually am, and they've got me on a cardiac monitor over here. And my window looks like that. It's got streaks all up and down it because it's like keeping people from seeing in, I guess, being on the first floor. I don't know, I've never been on the first floor. So here I am. Here I am. Not where I wanted to spend the rest of my day. At all. Anyway, not much else to report because I don't know what else to say right now. The hair is jacked up. And I got a bunch of stuff scheduled the next few days, which I am not going to be able to get done being here. So, hopefully, I don't know. I'm just tired. Sick and tired of being sick. I'm sick and tired of being sick. Alright, I gotta get this phone call, y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Alright, everybody. This is my lovely view this time. As you can see, they have the windows fogged out. I have no idea why I'm admitted, but I am admitted to the hospital, probably because I passed out in front of the Walmart and they don't know why. Yeah, that part. And I was just here. I've only been out a couple days, so they've readmitted me, and now I have another cardiology consult coming in. On another restricted diet with some... Now it's toast and juice. It's not even like a real diet. It's toast and juice. What is that? How do people live off of that? Anyway, they're giving me some fluids. They said my potassium is low again. Very funny since I've been taking it every day. And that's where I'm at, you know. Sorry, I look like crap. But I can't do much more for you right now. That's where I'm at. And this phone has no reception whatsoever. So everybody that's trying to call me and check on me, I can't even speak to them. Because the phone doesn't pick up anything in here. Joy. Okay, y'all. Sorry I had to rush earlier because I was going into the Chinese market. Asian market. Let me be a little more correct on that. It is a gorgeous day out here in Florida, Central Florida. If you look up there, there are no clouds at all. It's just a blue sky. Great weather. It was actually a little chilly last night. It was probably maybe 50, which is cold for us, not you all up north. But this morning it warmed up to like, feels like it's maybe 74. It's actually great weather out here right now. It's not hot. The humidity's down. Awesomeness. So as you all can tell, I was away for a few days, didn't make too many vlogs. I made a couple while I was at the hospital. So let me tell you a little story. Here it go. I had just been admitted to the hospital about 2 weeks before because I had a very high heart rate and my blood pressure was staying very low without me even taking my blood pressure medicine. Basically, they had done a bunch of testing on me and super duper cardiac testing and everything, and they came to the conclusion that my medicines needed to be changed around. When I got my new primary doctor, she switched medicines, went to the ER, they switched medicines. Yeah. So basically I had like 2 of one that did the same thing, and just a general anatomy, physiology fact. If your heart rate is very low, your blood pressure usually shoots up to try to keep the pressure where it needs to be to get adequate oxygen to your major organs. Vice versa, if your heart rate is very high, your blood pressure will usually come down to try to balance the system out. The body is a machine. It tries to regulate itself. We F it up. Just saying. We're human. What can I say? So, anyway, sorry about the shaky camera. It's very windy out here. If you can see the trees behind me. They're whipping around. But it's gorgeous out here. This is like perfect day to go do anything in Florida. But, so anyway, I was discharged from the hospital. They changed my medicines around. And it wasn't even a full week. And I was right back at the ER because they kind of put it as I passed out in front of a Walmart while me and Mom were shopping. But I didn't actually pass out. I just started to feel really dizzy. So I kind of did that whole, you know, squatting down thing, kneeling, whatever, squatting. And I guess somebody asked me if I was okay, and I was like, no, I'm going to call the ambulance, because I had just gotten out of the hospital not long before that. So I don't know if they called or I called or Mom called, because Mom was too busy lecturing me about the fact that I think I didn't call. I'll take that back. Mom was too busy lecturing me, going, where were you? I couldn't find you anywhere in the store. Where have you been, Jennifer? And I'm like, do you not see all these paramedic people around me putting on a blood pressure cuff and talking to me? Here I am. Yeah. So, anyway, apparently the blood pressure medicines, the way they were, trying to follow both the primary doctor's recommendations and the cardiologist's recommendations, and no bueno. My blood pressure was extremely high. It was about 220 over 120 something. My pulse rate was actually in the 80s, so it wasn't horrible. Sorry, this eye keeps watering because this makeup is getting in there. And, yeah, so I just felt like poopy. And wasn't sweating or any of the symptoms of a heart attack or anything like that. Oh, also that first time that I went in, they did say my lab work, my troponin levels were elevated. That is something they look for after you have had a heart attack or any kind of oxygen deprivation to your heart. And they think that's just because my heart rate stayed high for so many days and the blood pressure had been low. And by low for me, my low could be 140 over 90 and I'm great. But it was actually running around 90 over 60. So I felt really bad. So the second time that I went in, they basically did a full workup again and compared it to the previous week's results. And they came up with the heart didn't show any damage. Troponin levels were normal. They just basically changed the blood pressure medicines again and took me off of anything that was duplicates. Like calcium channel blockers do one effect for your heart and pulse, and beta blockers do another thing for your heart and your pulse. So I had apparently doubled up on one of them, and the other one had a similar medication acting with it, so straightened all that out. So basically that's where I'm at. Now, on this second visit to the hospital, that's where I got this lovely voice that if I try to talk loud, you guys can't hear me. I sound like, if anyone knows the Brady Bunch, there was a point where, I think it was Peter, went through puberty, and he couldn't talk, and his voice was really squeaky. T-Hub says the voice is a little sexier. Reminds me of Demi Moore. She has a bit of a scratchy voice all the time. I guess you call it raspy. But, yeah. So I did get a cough after the fact. I got this the second day that I was in the hospital, the second trip. And it just came out of nowhere. No sore throat, no runny nose, no problems at all. No cough, no nothing, no fever. So nobody was worried about it being a COVID issue. And again, it started when I was in the hospital. So it basically just felt like all your throat is dry, and that's why it makes it kind of scratchy. And I totally lost my voice in the hospital. From morning of that day to the nighttime, just progressively got worse and worse, and then no voice at all by nighttime. The next morning, it was very raspy and hard for people to understand me, and then it slowly came back like on the fourth day. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So, no COVID. Nothing going on with that. But basically, my diagnosis on the second time was that the troponin was fine. They straightened out the blood pressure medicine, got rid of the duplicate effects, and came up with the idea that follow up with a cardiologist for a stress test, and follow up with my primary doctor. Well, I did follow up with her, and yet again, she changed my medicines and told me don't take the third one that they had given me on the hospital list, because the first two had my blood pressure down at 130 something over 90. So if I took that third one, I'd probably be laying on the ground. Not good. So yeah. Anyway, 2 medicines a day, I'm happy with that. 5 a day, ridiculous. Okay, so the only other thing she said was that, oh, my sodium levels came back low, and my potassium was a little bit low. They did give me potassium in the hospital, 2 big old horse pills. So that also can affect your heart rhythm and blood pressure. So that pretty much was it. I was let out. All my other lab work was perfect. Nothing wrong with it. And iron was like borderline. I think I said that. No, yeah. Iron was like borderline, no big deal. So, and I take potassium supplements and iron supplements and prenatal vitamins every day. Been doing that since 2006. So it is what it is. I already followed up with the doc. I got the cardiac doctor. I'm going to have to get with them this week to do that stress test, which, they basically want you to, they either chemically raise your heart rate really high and see how you tolerate it, or they have you run on a treadmill for a little while. I did the treadmill before. No likey. I might just opt for the chemical one this time. So, yeah, that's about it. That's why you guys haven't seen me. So hopefully I'll start making some more regular vlogs now that my voice has come back mostly. Still a little raspy, but it's there. Anyway, I'm making this an all-in-one. I know I said on the beginning of this video that I would have a video of the hospital coming up. So for those of y'all that were lost, I made the clip saying that you would have a hospital video soon today. See? Same shirt. And the video in the middle is me in the hospital, obviously. Gown, machinery, all that. And that actually happened before the intro to the video. And this is the outro to the video, kind of the ending. Yeah, the outro is going to be after this. But, yeah, same shirt. I'm just catching yap because I didn't do any more filming. There's horrible reception in the hospital. Very bad. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when the next episode of Jen Crazy is going on. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.